Dan Quinn is moving. So am I, by the way. Now, who's moving with him? Mike Fisher reporting from Frisco, home of the Dallas Cowboys, where Dan Quinn, it's going to be official. He'll sign it, and he'll be gone. What a terrific 3 years this has been for Dan Quinn as the defensive coordinator in Dallas. And yes, that includes the failure in his final game here, where he was part of a team that gave up 48 points in a playoff upset loss to the underdog Packers. His body of work, however, is outstanding, and the Washington Commanders are getting a good coach and a good man, an outstanding leader and strategist. His players love to play for him. That's a universal theme when it comes to Dan Quinn, and he is accomplished as a defensive coordinator. Was a Super Bowl guy in Seattle. As a head coach, was a Super Bowl guy in Atlanta. And we've talked a lot about, despite his loyalty to the Cowboys and his loyalty to the Jones family and his connection with these players, at some point, he's 53 years old, wanted to run his own ship. Over the course of 3 years, off seasons, he's turned down job opportunities, he's turned down interviews. He did the same in some cases this off season, and then pulls the trigger with Washington. He was not the Commander's first choice, we don't believe, but that doesn't mean he can't be the best choice. Now comes the next shoe to drop. Who does he take with him? Who has been prearranged for him to take with him? Who do the Cowboys say, no, we'd like to keep our hands on him? A hot name that you're going to hear is Joe Quinn Jr. In my conversations with Joe, who's the top defensive assistant around here, he will tell you, he grew up, him and his father grew up, someday, some way, could I ever work for the Dallas Cowboys? Could I ever work for the Star? And he has done that and done it well. In theory, he could continue to do that and be the defensive coordinator here. He's a Dan Quinn guy. In fact, he almost idolizes Dan Quinn. He once told me that Dan Quinn is the shining light at the Star. An incredible compliment, considering the fact there's a lot of lights at the Star. He is also, however, a McCarthy guy. Came up with McCarthy, worked with Quinn too. Can the Commanders offer him something better, more special than Dallas can if they say stay here and be the defensive coordinator? Adam Dirty, the defensive line coach from England, is a candidate, of course. Al Harris would be a candidate, both to stay here and be defensive coordinator, obviously, or maybe that's the kind of guy that Dan Quinn is ending up taking with him to Washington. In terms of offensive coordinator in Washington, there's about 6 quarterback coaches type guys sitting around here at the Star right down the street. So if he wants to kind of do a Cowboy continuity thing in Washington, he could do that with a staffer here. And then I guess we should note too, Mike Vrabel is unemployed. Brandon Staley is unemployed. Ron Rivera is unemployed. These are 3 guys who have been head coaches in the NFL, all defensive guys. And of course the Cowboys have the option of contacting them and seeing if they want to be involved here. So I'm told that the front runner in Dallas would be Joe Witt Jr., but that doesn't mean that Dan Quinn and Washington won't have something to say about that. In Frisco with the Cowboys, Fish out.